All right. Hello, Internet land. We're in Fargo, North Dakota, and you guys are in New York. Is that correct?
I'm in New York, Nick's in Boston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close enough.
We've run out of Boston.
East Coast, we don't know much about geography over there. But yeah, this is a Fargo 3D Printing Show. It's our second interview in this format anyway. And Eric Faldy, John Schneider, we are talking to Nick and Kevin of MakerBox. And you guys want to introduce yourselves very briefly?
Yeah, I'm Nick Moreno. I'm co-founder of MakerBox, and I'm also mechanical engineer at Northeastern University.
I'm Kevin Naughton. I'm also the co-founder of MakerBox, and I'm a student at New York University studying computer science and math.
Okay, so I guess first question, what is MakerBox for anyone that's not already familiar with what you guys are?
So we like to describe MakerBox as the low-cost solution to trying new 3D printer filament. It's a monthly subscription service where you receive filament samples of different 3D printing filament, and it all curate. It started from us being 3D printing enthusiasts and want to try new filament, but as college students we didn't have the funds to do so. So we decided to create a service that allowed people to do that.
Okay, so I guess how long has MakerBox been around?
I guess this was our 5th month, right, Nick? 5th month of operation.
We just finished our 5th month. Our first month was April, is when we shipped out our first boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow, I didn't realize that you guys are still this fresh into it. So, I mean, what's the response? What's the response been like? I mean, has it been picking up? I mean, do you have a lot of subscriptions you're fulfilling each month?
Yeah. So our growth has been a lot more than we expected. Growing really fast. And so it's been growing. We get great response. People love what we're doing, and we've had a lot of support from the community as well.
So I've seen other similar things like this when they reach they reached a point where they couldn't keep up with demand. Are you guys capping it at a certain amount of subscribers at the moment, or are you guys just trying to fulfill as many as possible?
I think we're just doing as many as we can. If people want to sign up, they're more than welcome to. We love the numbers. We're pretty happy with our numbers now. But yeah, any more growth we can get is great. But we're not capping anything.
And I guess, do you have another question quick? Otherwise, I'm going to just say, what's in the box? What do you get? What do you get each month when you are subscribed to MakerBox?
So we have, in total we have 4 subscriptions, but when it comes down to it, we have really 2. We have what we call the basic and the premium, and then we also have the bi-monthly basic and the bi-monthly premium. When we started, we had a great interest in the international market, and the problem was the cost to ship to them was additional $18, and when we're charging $17, $14 for our product, how can we ask them to pay more than that in shipping?
Right.
And we answered that by shipping 2 months worth of a box once every other month, and you're cutting down the shipping costs. And instead of $18 a month in shipping, it ends up being $7 a month in shipping. So that was our main thing. But the difference between the basic and the premium is the premium has 4 filaments in it. You get some stickers. If we can that month, we try to throw in discount codes for 3D printing accessories, filament, wherever it may be. And the basic is 3 filament instead of 4, and we that one premium filament tends to be something that is more desirable, such as like a brass fill or a wood filament. And in addition, premium members have the opportunity to win a special prize inside of their box. So either it be a coin. If you receive that, we've given away things such as full filament. We've given away Build-Tac spatulas. So as a premium, you have a little more opportunity to get more of your money's worth out of the box. In terms of the samples, they each come in their own individually packaged bag, and each bag has a silica gel packet to keep it fresh, along with a label that's slapped on the outside, and it gives you all your information to get printing right out of the box. So you have who it's from, what the filament is, recommended print temperatures, speed, some tips, and in addition, we give you a discount code to purchase a full spool of filament. And we partnered with the manufacturers to get you at least 10% off a full spool. From 10% to 50% off a spool so far. So, the whole idea is not only are you saving money trying different filament, but if you like it, you can save even more money, get more value out of the box.
That's very cool. I mean, you guys have thought about. It seems like you've thought about pretty much every aspect of it. I mean, I mean, we're kind of past the point where we spend. I mean, where it's a burden to try out new filaments, financially. But man, I remember when I first started printing a few years ago. I wish there would have been something like this around, because I'm sitting there trying to, I'm trying out. I mean, there wasn't the history of all the different filaments. You didn't have a lot of people who had, like, for example, you look at like a Color Fab bronze fill. You didn't have thousands and thousands of people who had tried it to have feedback already. I was, it's like if I spent $50 on filament, if it didn't work out, that's all the filament I had for the next 2 months. So I mean, this is very, very cool. So you guys have tried, I'm sure through this process, a lot of different filaments. Do you have any that stand out? I mean, do you have any that are sort of your favorites? Or I'm sure you have maybe kind of a more favorite exotic and then more of a favorite go-to filament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like you said, we've, in my apartment, I have a shelf just full of spools.
Yeah, Nick's basically just swimming in filament right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have got the Trilon, and I print them out on, our MakerBox coins out on them. In terms of a go-to, I'm actually just probably a couple of weeks on the filament that is now my new go-to filament. It's made by MakerGeeks, and it's their Raptor PLA. It prints like PLA, the ease of printing, no warping, but at the same time, you don't need the heated bed to go with it. And so, everything on our custom spooling fixture, all the custom printed parts is made with this filament. And, for me, it's kind of just the ease of printing. In terms of an exotic filament, it's really hard for me to choose what my favorite would be, just because, each exotic filament kind of has its own perk and coolness to it. I will say, though, without spoiling the surprise, because I'm not sure when you guys are going to be releasing this, but this past month's box that we just shipped out has, I don't know if you call it exotic filament, but more of a specialty filament that has a great look to it, and that's probably, one of my new favorite specialties.
I was thinking the same exact thing, Nick. I was just thinking about the stuff that we were packaging this past weekend, and I think people will really like what's in the box.
Okay, so if people want to find out what's in the box, then they're definitely going to have to subscribe. So
for this month, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do release, what's in the box after a majority of our customers have released it. But the advantage of MakerBox is it's kind of a surprise. Every month you have this box coming to you, and it's like Christmas once a month.
Right.
You get this special box, and you don't know what will be inside.
Very cool. So I guess. So you're a two-person team right now. So how are you sort of splitting up the labor? Who's doing what? I mean, it sounds like one of you is definitely more on the manual side of things. I mean, you've got all the filament in your apartment, so you're kind of the one who ends up making the coils and doing all that. So I mean, how are you guys kind of managing all of that?
I guess it's definitely been interesting because I was working full-time remotely this past summer. Nick just started working full-time in the middle of the summer, so it's kind of been tough to work out, work around our work schedules as to how we're going to get all this stuff done. But so once a month, normally I just go up and I go to Boston, Nick and I package these boxes and break down the filament for, I don't know, at first it would, probably take a couple days to do, and now it's taking almost a week just because we've had more and more customers sign up. But this past weekend, Nick was at work, so I would sit there and I would work the fixture, and then Steph, Nick's girlfriend, would also help a lot, and Kat, my girlfriend, has helped a lot too. So we just, we do what we can when we can. Nick will come back from work, and we'll work till 12 o'clock, 1, 2 in the morning, trying to package everything, and then get them out the door.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's very much a, mutual, or even when we're not both in the same apartment, we're each doing things on the side. reaching out to manufacturers. Like Kevin said, I've been relatively busy with, my full-time job recently, so Kevin's taken over in terms of reaching out, and, when he gets busy, I tend to, then I'll take over. So it's a balance. It's hard when this is kind of, we're college students also working and running a business,
Right.
but, it's very split down the middle, and one person's not doing more work than the other. It just comes down to, making sure stuff gets done, whether, you have to put in a little more work than the other person that day, but in the end, it's very mutual.
Yeah, it's kind of an ebb and flow back and forth. I mean, that's what I see with a lot of two founder companies. It's at the end of the day, it ends up being about equal effort, but it's kind of balancing and everyone stepping in where you need to. So I guess what's next for MakerBox?
Getting it out of Nick's apartment.
Yeah, I mean, my studio apartment's maybe 350 square foot without furniture.
Oh man.
So, the next big step, like I said, I spoke to you just before this. I'm trying to find some warehouse space and kind of outsource the fulfillment. Pay someone to do the manual labor so that we can spend more time reaching out to customers, manufacturers, and whatnot, and really, trying to grow this for the better. But more importantly, we end of September or end of October, we have a great surprise coming for our customers.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that we're really, really looking forward to. It's something that we've kind of, hinted, but I think it's something that will really, make the MakerBox brand stand out and show that this isn't something we're just doing, on the side. This is something that we're taking seriously, and what you're getting is a premium, premium experience, if you will.
Gotcha. So, I mean, you mentioned a little bit about the process earlier, kind of before we were talking. Can you talk a little bit about how you go about actually getting stuff set to order? Because I mean, it sounds like you receive the spools in filament in full spools. You're not receiving this stuff pre-coiled, so a lot of the manual labor comes down to the coiling. And I mean, I can't imagine sitting there trying to manually measure everything out. So I mean, it sounds like you have a pretty sweet setup for kind of helping to automate a lot of that.
I mean, we definitely do now, thanks to Nick. It's it's very convenient that Nick is a mechanical engineer and a very good one at that. But I can tell you from the first month, I remember when Nick and I were first packaging the boxes, we had, I guess you could call it a fixture, but we just sat there and basically coiled filament while holding something and counted, I think it was to 37 or something, to make sure that it was about 50 grams. And so Nick and I would sit there in silence, because otherwise if one of us started speaking, I wouldn't know if I was at 24 or 25. So it's definitely picked up, and luckily Nick's been able to do these incredible things with the fixtures, because otherwise it would be a nightmare, especially at the numbers that we're at now. But it's just gotten so much more bearable and so much easier thanks to the stuff that Nick's designed, honestly.
Yeah, and I think, what a lot of people don't understand is what goes behind the scenes. A lot of subscription boxes, it's companies ordering products in bulk and then just paying someone to, place one of each product in a box and mail it out. But this is rather labor intensive. Like you said, we're receiving 1 kilogram, whatever the size is of a normal spool, and we're coiling it down into sample sizes. So it's a long process. Especially this month, we sent out over 1,400 coils. So we've been improving our fixtures, and right now we can whip out 8 coils in 17 seconds. And so that for us, while still maintaining the quality that we had previously, which is huge. We, as I said before, we believe this is a premium experience, and that's what we're thriving for. If customers don't see it yet, that's what we're trying to reach. So yeah, the whole process, we just buy a bunch of spools, make sure we have some extras, and then we coil them out.
Yeah, and a lot of these companies actually, can provide and do provide samples for people if they ask for them. But Nick and I like to, keep everything uniform, everything just the same throughout our packaging process. So we take the time to break down these spools individually.
Right. Well, it sounds like it's a pretty good experience. I mean, I've watched some of the unboxing videos on YouTube, because I think there's quite a few people out there now that, each month they they say, okay, here's what I got in my maker box this month. They go through the material. So I mean, it's awesome that you have a lot of your own users kind of acting as more advertising and promotion for MakerBox. I mean, definitely. I mean, they clearly like it. I mean, they clearly really love the idea. And your website looks great. I mean, it just looks really nice. I mean, it feels like a premium website. So you guys are doing a lot of stuff right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We really appreciate that.
Yeah. So I guess, Eric, do you have any other questions?
I don't think so. Did you ask the competition question? I'm just looking down. Okay, well, I know there are a lot of loot crates and things of that nature out there, but not maybe that many for 3D printing. I know there was one a while back. I don't recall the name, but it went the wayside. It just kind of dropped off. What kind of competition do you guys have out there? Like, are there a lot of them? Are they on your level? I mean, what are they looking like?
Yeah, so I like to say, kind of how MakerBox started was, MakerBox isn't something we created in the beginning. I had the idea of the filament samples, but before, there was a great guy who was running this company, and what he was doing was he was charging a decent amount more money for us, but you would get a full spool of filament along with some tools in a box. And, I believe he was on the right track, but just didn't have it the right way. So we offered, some money to him so we would have the name and the website and we could just get going right away. And that's why we were able to, have the idea in the middle of March and ship out in April, because of him. But, so besides that, the name you were thinking of, I believe, was Philippac. They did kind of Indiegogo thing. So once we found out about them, it was a rush to make sure that, we did what we did right. If you go way back, the first product we ever sent out was to Joel Telling, the 3D printing nerd.
Yeah, we know that guy. Not personally, but he's a heavy hitter.
Exactly. So that was our first box, and if you look at that video, the box was horrendous. You had a little sheet of paper with color-coded dots telling you which filament is which. And I said, we can't do this. So from there, I believe if you were to watch a video from every box we released in order, you can see how we're improving every single month to make sure that, as I stated many times before, that we're bringing the premium experience, and that's what we're thriving for. And I believe that with all the competition you see out there, you will not see the effort that we put in to make sure that our customers get the best service and also experience. They send us an email. We try to answer within 24 hours. We have tons of people, who thank us for that. We also, the big thing is, as I stated before, when you open it, the coils are in a bag with the label on it. That label is what gets you going right away. You don't have to go look on the website, see what the settings are, whatever. You want that box, the first thing you want to do is go and have fun. Like a kid at Christmas, you get that new toy, you open it, you want to play, you don't want to open the rest of the presents, kind of a thing. So for us, we thrive for that experience, and ours, we might cost a little more than some other competition out there, but I believe you won't get the experience that we're giving you.
It sounds like the key word today is premium. We definitely appreciate.
That's what we thought. It really is. We're trying to save you money, but at the same time, make it feel special, not just another purchase.
Yeah, Nick and I really try and focus on our own company and focus on ourselves, and most importantly, the customer. When Nick and I first started this, we always said that we wanted to have the customer in the forefront. Everything should be based around the customer. We want to make sure they have the best experience, and that's what we continue doing going forward, and that's what we'll always make sure we do as we go forward. Just take care of the customer and do what's best for the customer at all times.
Awesome. And I think I had one more question that I forgot to write down, but what kind of printers do you guys go to? You didn't ask that, did you? Okay. I was kind of phasing in and out looking at the sound stuff, but I guess what's a favorite printer, and what are some kind of test printers that you use to make sure that everything's going to work properly?
So I'll get to answer that question. Unfortunately, Kevin doesn't have a printer yet.
Yeah,
Kevin actually started. He joined me when I had this idea without knowing a single thing about 3D printing, if you believe it or not.
How did you convince him?
So him and I have been wanting to do some ventures together for a while. We're high school friends, and we've always thought about starting businesses and whatnot for fun and just the experience. And, I told him the idea, and, he said, all right, let's do it. So, I don't know why, believed in me.
Nick's just one of those kids. Nick's one of those kids. He tells you something and you believe him because Nick gets things done. He has an idea, and like you could see from our product and our experience, within a month, we have something up and running. Something that was just an idea in Nick's head, a few weeks before, it was actually a physical product and people were signing up for it. So when Nick told me the idea, I didn't ask any questions. I just said, "Where do you want to start?"
Yeah, and the thing I didn't know at the beginning of this interview is that Nick is actually in his car right now. Maybe not anymore, but he started off.
He was.
Started off.
I went into my apartment and there's people moving around everywhere and there's tons of noise. So if you heard that, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not a big deal. No, it was pretty fine.
Right. No, I'm always joining around.
I don't think I have any more questions unless you had something, John.
No, I think that's about it.
He said that's about it. So I'll let you guys. So again, it was Nick and Kevin, Boston and New York, respectively. You want to plug your social media, website, and if you have any other stuff going on?
Yeah, so you can find us, obviously, Facebook at MakerBox. Twitter, it's awesome. Was it MakerBox Me?
MakerBox
and we
Me.
had, yep, and then our Instagram as well.
Is Maker_box.
Yep, Maker_box. And then our website is www.makerbox.me. And we're hoping to get a brand new website up and running very shortly, make it a lot easier for everyone, all the information right in your face. So you don't have to be sending us emails because there's no reason to do that for, general questions. We want you to be able to have, a smooth experience.
Well, fantastic. If you don't have anything else, I'll do the closer. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, thank you very much again, Nick and Kevin. It's Eric and John here in Fargo from Fargo 3D Printing. We have hopefully nothing lined up at the moment, but some interviews that are kind of in the works. And if you guys have anybody out there has any ideas for interviews, or somebody that you think has an interesting project, or if you have one yourself, let us know. You can find us just YouTube, Facebook. We have a lot of stuff going on too. But thank you very much. MakerBox, check them out. Premium loot crate style sort of thing. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
They might be setting up their webcam too.
Phone call completed.
Is that you, Nick?
Yeah, it picked up on my Bluetooth again.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it sounded like really intense road noise.